Do you feel like it was a little bit of a slight almost that they gave you someone who's so early in her career, she's only had a couple of fights for your next fight?
So do I feel like that's what?
That you have an opponent that, she's only had about 2 or 3 fights in her career that you have for your next opponent.
Was you saying that that's bad?
How do you feel about that, having that for your next opponent, given that, even though it's early in your MMA career, you still, your resume speaks for itself?
I have a resume in boxing. I have a resume in MMA. So actually, me and Abigail are actually evenly matched, if you ask me. And probably she's supposed to be looked at as better than me because she has better kickboxing background than me. And she also had an amateur background of herself in boxing. So I feel like the fight is evenly matched. And I have to really be prepared for this fight on Wednesday. I'm not taking her lightly, and I don't think she's taking me lightly. But I think one of the main reasons why I signed with the PFL is because of being able to, fight against girls who are on my level and not having to jump to fight the champions right away, because I still have a lot of learning to do.
Sound good. Good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Surge.
Claressa, how you doing? Surge from the Fight Podcast.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well, thank you. So for you, you've been boxing your whole life. Now that you're in the MMA, you're training, full time. How fun has that been? How exciting is it learning new things?
It's very exciting learning new things. It's very exciting being able to watch film and say, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that, instead of just watching film and feeling like I'm confused. So I've been learning on the job, and I've been just getting better and better. But just to see, I'm being taught arm bars and stuff, and I'm being taught how to get out of them. And they're showing me rear naked chokes, and I'm doing really good in wrestling and getting in great positions and stuff like that. And that's stuff that used to confuse me. Now I actually feel good doing them. And it just gives me more confidence for the future.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. Good luck this week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ethan.
Hello, Clarissa. This is Ethan from the South Florida Insider. Now, are we... excuse me.
All right, let's go with Trevor.
Hey, Claressa, Trevor Ritchie with the HITP Network. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great. I guess now just, that we're a couple of days away from your second MMA fight, just how much more comfortable are you this time around? And how does it feel to be fully immersed in the MMA community?
I feel a lot better. I mean, I felt good my MMA debut. I just feel like now I know a lot more and I know better. So I'm just looking forward to showing the world that I've been putting in a whole lot of work in the gym, that I'm better at jiu-jitsu now. I'm getting better at wrestling, and I'm just, getting better at being a good mixed martial artist overall. So I'm just happy that I have the chance to do better, and actually I went back and watched the film, me and my team, and we have a great game plan for this fight and against a very good opponent.
And one thing I'm not sure people talk about enough is the fact that you're only 26 years old, not even in your prime yet. So how much do you think that needs to be taken into consideration as you kind of continue to build in the sport?
I take it into consideration, because if I was 30, I wouldn't be trying out MMA. So it's a good thing that I'm 26. I have a lot of time to learn, and I don't have to rush myself. So I can fight, next year in the PFL tournament at 27, or I can fight when I turn 28 in the PFL season in 2023, which I think 2023 is the golden year. And that gives me enough time to just really get the experience inside the cage and get the experience on the ground to where I can mix it with my boxing and we can become a great fighter.
So you're leaning towards 2023?
Yes, but if you was to ask my coaches, they would say 2022.
Thanks, Claressa. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Dylan.
Hey there, Claressa. I appreciate you making some time.
No problem.
I'm just curious because, with the first MMA fight behind you there, were there any amendments either offensively or defensively with the hands crossing over from boxing to MMA with the varying glove sizes and all that?
You asked me, was it a what?
I'm just wondering if there were any amendments offensively or defensively with the hands in MMA as compared to what you would do in boxing.
Nope. I let the right hand go the same way I do in boxing and MMA. Nope. No difference. It's just when you start throwing kicks and stuff, you have to widen your stance a little bit. And even when you're going to check kicks and you have to block kicks, you can't be too square. It's a little difference, but fighting is fighting though. In order to get a powerful right hand or a powerful hook, you got to twist the body and you got to have leverage. So I'm actually not getting rid of that and keeping that in when I strike in MMA.
Yeah, fair enough. And I was also curious because you're getting in great work at Jackson Wink there and working with other individuals who've been champion boxers crossing over to MMA, like Holly Holm, Arlene Blencow. How important is it to have people who've kind of been on that journey and just getting insights from them?
It's the cheat code for me. It really is. To be able to work with Holly Holm and, Arlene, they, we had the same mindset, but to see how we all had to come from boxing and coming over to MMA with not really much of a background on the ground. We actually help each other and I remind them like, hey, you still need to be sharp on your hands whenever we spar. So it's like I still have the up on the hands, but they have the up on everything else, and it's still a very great sparring, and we all challenge each other and just learn from each other. So I've been learning a lot, and we can have some conversations that we all can kind of be on the same page about. Like, before my first MMA fight, I was telling them like, sometimes I just forget that I have legs. Like, I'm just so used to using my arms to defend myself and to fight. And now I have to use my legs. And sometimes I feel like my legs aren't there. And then they were like, oh my God, us too. So it was great that, that we have that in common, and they can give me some advice on how to remember that I have legs.
Well, thanks so much for the time and insights, Claressa. Much appreciated.
No problem.
Suki.
Hi, Claressa Suki. Pleasure to be talking to you again. And once again, I have a question more so. I feel like the 30-plus-year-olds who fell in love with MMA through boxing kind of have to be in hiding a little bit. It's nice to see you at the Herring and Stevenson fight. Do you feel like maybe you're someone that could be an official spokesperson now to kind of bridge that gap in boxing and MMA? Because you're getting a great job now in MMA, and you've put in such a good show at boxing level too.
So you asked me what?
If maybe you could be that official spokesperson for some of us who kind of feel like that bridge between boxing and MMA is just so far apart still. There's more of an animosity there than there is kind of that bridge that we can feel, especially through the media and stuff. So I felt like maybe you could be that official person now. We saw you at the fight this weekend. So you're getting kind of a name now in both sports. Maybe you could be that new person for everyone that's kind of in hiding right now, trying to be a fan of both sports here.
I don't know who it was at the fight at Jamel Herring, but if she looked like me, girl, you look good. I was here actually in Florida getting ready for my fight, so I wasn't able to attend, but I was there in spirit with Shakur. I would say that I think I can be that spokesperson because I can actually speak from experience of both. And what I would tell you is MMA is hard, yes, but boxing is hard also. And you have to respect both and know that whenever, I think it's more of like they look at, okay, boxers feel like strikers are better than MMA fighters because MMA fighters get to use the ground game. And the truth is, it's all kind of equal. It's like in boxing, you only have to use your hands, and you know how to only use your hands, and it's great. But in MMA, there's so many different other arts. But if you don't know boxing and MMA, you're not going to be a fighter who's going to be mainstream. Nobody wants to get in there and see you get submissions and just be on the ground all day. Like, we want to see punches. We want to see ground and pound. Like, that's what people want to see. So I feel like the bridge is that one think is better than the other. And it's like, look, you need both. You need your hands in boxing. You need your hands in MMA. And in MMA, you need boxing. So it's all there. I just feel like they just disrespect each other because it's always that, a boxer can't come to MMA and win. It's like, look, I did it, and I gave you guys props that it is hard to do. And the ground game is, all the ground stuff is hard, but it's all about being taught. So if you're being taught how to box, you really respect it. And if you actually, any fighter just want to go train MMA, they will have a different, perception of it too, because it's all hard work.
And that right there pretty much describes exactly why I was like, let me look into this MMA and see what it's all about. Best of luck this weekend. Looking forward to you fight again.
Thank you.
Breeze.
Hey, Clarissa, this is Breeze with the MMA Breeze. I know you've been such a huge advocate for women's sports and women equality in general, but I wanted to ask you, having a personal relationship with John Jones, what do you make of that situation in our sport? And do you think people are being too hard on him or not hard enough?
I don't even know what happened. That's how out the loop I am. I feel like, until, innocent till proven guilty of whatever it is. But I just wish him and his family the best of luck and pray that, I think us as people need to look at ourselves and fix our problems before we, judge others. So I don't really have nothing to say about that.
Wonderful answer. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Jared Parker.
Hi, Clarissa. Jared from the South Florida Media Network. We already know you've been so successful in boxing as the GOAT. How important would you say it is to succeed in MMA? And how big is your drive to succeed in MMA?
I mean, it's very important. I feel like it would just add more to my GOATness, and just to be able to be a boxer that can say, look, I was at top of boxing and I came to MMA and I took my lickings and I took the time to learn all the different sports and I was able to, get a great career out of it. I would love to be a PFL champ and boxing champ at the same time in the year of 2023, 2024, whenever. But just to do it at the same time. And it's very important to me because I wouldn't be doing it. I really don't think you can do combat sports if you just like it. I feel like you have to be a fighter who love fighting, who love combat sports. And if you're not going to last long in it. Like if you're just fighting for money or you just fighting, just because somebody say you're good at it, it's like, no, you really have to have a deep love to come on top, especially in those hard fights.
Thank you, Clarissa. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time today, Clarissa. Appreciate you coming out.
No problem.